So are you tired of your phone being, well, kind of boring? I feel like we've all been stuck in this rut of the same old features.
Absolutely.
But guess what? This Tech Unlock podcast I saw, they were talking about the OPPO Find X8 series. And it sounds like it could be a game changer.
What have you heard?
Well, they were saying it's got all this innovative camera tech, slick design,
hmm
and AI integration, which is always exciting.
Right. Like everyone's trying to figure out how to make AI actually useful, not just a buzzword.
Exactly. That's what we're diving into today, seeing if this lives up to the hype.
I'm ready.
So one thing that really stood out to me was that OPPO seems to be focusing on how usable the phone is,
hmm
like how well it actually works in your hand, which is
Yeah.
kind of a novel concept these
I
days.
know, right? It's refreshing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the Tech Unlock people were saying the design is supposed to be super sleek and comfortable to hold,
Yeah.
not like those bulky camera phones that feel like you're holding a brick.
Yeah, because who wants a phone that's uncomfortable to use?
Right. It's like, what's the point of all the fancy features if you don't even want to take it out of your pocket?
Exactly. So what else did they say about the design?
Well, they were talking about how it's a departure from what we've been seeing with other phones. They said OPPO is really trying to break the mold.
Break the mold.
Hmm. That sounds promising. But is it truly innovative, or are we just seeing a trend towards a specific aesthetic?
Ooh, that's a good question. It's hard to say for sure without actually getting our hands on one.
True, true.
But speaking of getting hands on, can we talk about this quick launch camera button?
Oh, yeah, I read about that.
I can't tell you how many times I've missed the perfect shot because I was fumbling to open my camera app. Like by the time I get it open, the moment's gone.
Happens to the best of us, right?
That. This is a dedicated button, so you literally just grab your phone and instantly capture the moment.
Like point and shoot style.
Exactly. And they even said it has that satisfying haptic feedback. You know how the iPhone 16 has that new camera button?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like that? Interesting. So is OPO taking inspiration from the competition? Or is this a sign that we're moving towards a more standardized design language for smartphones?
It really makes you wonder, right? Like, are
Yeah.
they prioritizing familiarity over being radically different? Or maybe it's a bit of both.
Who knows? But I'm interested to see how this plays out.
Me too. Okay, so let's talk AI, because they were hyping up the AI features in this phone, especially when it comes to the camera.
Right, because AI photography is a big deal these days.
Huge. And Tech Unlocked really honed in on this one feature that uses AI to enhance images. Have you ever tried to take a picture through a window and you get that awful glare?
The worst.
The worst. Well, they were saying the Find X8 can actually eliminate that with AI.
Really?
Yeah, it analyzes the scene and removes the glare so you get this perfectly clear shot.
So no more reflections ruining your skyline pics. That would
Yeah.
be amazing.
Right. Okay, now be honest. Does that sound a little too good to be true to you?
Maybe a little. I mean, AI image enhancement isn't exactly new. We've seen other phones try to tackle this.
True.
The question is, how well has OPPO actually implemented this technology? Because there's a big difference between a photo that looks naturally enhanced and one that looks obviously edited.
Totally. You don't want it to look fake.
Exactly.
So I guess the real test will be seeing some unedited photos from this phone.
Absolutely. Seeing is believing.
For sure. And speaking of seeing, so moving on from the camera stuff for a sec, they were talking about the phone's performance. And I have to admit, I zoned out a little when they got into the tech specs.
Oh, yeah, those can get a little dense.
Totally. But there was something about a MediaTek Dimensity 9400 chipset. Like, is that good?
Yeah, that's actually a really powerful chipset. Basically, it's like the brain of the phone.
Okay.
And this one is designed for high-end performance, so you can expect things to run really smoothly.
Okay, so no more lag when I'm trying to switch between apps.
Exactly. It should be able to handle even the most demanding apps and games without breaking a sweat.
Music to my ears.
Yeah.
Okay, and then there was one more thing. I think it called it NFC. Something?
NFC. Oh, you mean the NFC smart card cutting thing?
Yes. That's it. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if I heard that right.
Yeah, they mentioned that. It's a pretty cool concept. Basically, it uses NFC to make mobile payments and things like that even easier.
Okay, walk me through it. Like, how does that actually work?
So let's say you have your work ID saved on your phone, right?
Right.
With this feature, your phone can actually recognize when you're near your office building and automatically bring up your work ID on your phone.
Whoa.
So it's ready to scan as soon as you walk up to the door.
So no more fumbling through my wallet for my ID card.
Nope. It's like magic.
That is kind of amazing.
It is. And it goes beyond just work IDs, too. Imagine going to the gym And your phone automatically pulls up your gym membership card when you're near the entrance.
Okay, that is pretty cool.
It's like your phone is one step ahead of you.
Right. And they were saying that this is all tied into this idea of our phones becoming more integrated into our lives, right?
Exactly. It's like your phone becomes a central hub for everything. Payments, access, identification, all in one place.
It's kind of like a digital wallet, but even smarter.
Exactly.
It's both amazing and slightly terrifying at the same time.
I know what you mean. Like, what could possibly go wrong?
Exactly. But I'm also like, sign me up. Okay, so we've talked about the camera, the AI,
Yeah.
now this NFC thing.
Quite the phone, right.
Right. But they also mentioned something about an imaging contest.
Oh, yeah, the OPPO Imagine 2024 imaging contest. It's launching at the same time as the phone.
Catchy. Is that like a professional photography thing?
Not necessarily. I think they're really trying to make it open to everyone. Their whole tagline is, just press the shutter.
Just press the shutter.
Yeah, like don't overthink it, just capture the moment.
I love that. It's so simple but so powerful.
Right. It's like they're encouraging people to get back to the basics of photography.
Exactly. Okay, so they're clearly serious about their camera tech. But do you think they can back it up with the price?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right. Because all of this sounds amazing, but my budget is not unlimited.
Unfortunately, Tech Unlock didn't have any concrete pricing details yet.
Really?
Yeah, I guess they're saving that for the official launch.
Which is when? Okay.
October 24th in China.
Got it. So we'll have to wait a bit longer to see how much damage this is going to do to our wallets.
I know, the anticipation is killing me.
Right. But they did say this is being positioned as a high-end phone, right?
Yeah, definitely a flagship model.
So it's probably safe to assume it's not going to be cheap.
Probably not. But hey, we can always dream, right?
True, true. It's like maybe they'll surprise us with a shockingly affordable price.
A girl can dream.
Exactly. But the big question is, can they pull it off? Can they offer all of these cutting-edge features without making the phone completely inaccessible to most people?
That's the tightrope they have to walk. Because at the end of the day, a phone that's too expensive isn't going to make much of an impact.
That's very true. I mean, part of me is hoping they do because this phone sounds amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, my wallet's kind of cringing at the thought already.
I feel you there.
So we've talked about the design, the AI stuff, that NFC thing, which is still blowing my mind.
It's a lot to process.
It really is.
Yeah.
Okay, out of all of that, what was your biggest takeaway?
You know, it's funny because we can get caught up in the individual features, but for me, it's about the bigger picture, you know? Like this phone, it feels like a glimpse into the future.
Ooh, I like that. Like where things are headed.
Exactly. It's not just a phone anymore. It's becoming like an extension of ourselves.
Totally. And the line between our physical and digital lives is getting blurrier and blurrier.
Exactly. Which is exciting, but also a little bit like, whoa, where is all of this going?
Right. Like we've been talking about all these advancements, but what are the long-term implications? It's a lot to think about.
It really is. And you know, it's funny, we've focused so much on the camera tech, which makes sense given all the hype around it.
Right. It's like their big selling point.
Yeah, but did we even scratch the surface of what this phone can do?
Ooh, that's a good point. There could be a whole bunch of other cool features we don't even know about yet.
Exactly. Like
Yeah.
maybe they're hiding some secret superpowers under the hood.
Right. And that's what I love about these deep dives. It's like we're just peeling back the first layer.
Exactly. And we've raised more questions than answers, which is always a good sign.
Keeps things interesting.
For sure.
Yeah.
So, to our listeners out there, what are your thoughts on all of this? What aspect of the OPPO Find X8 has you intrigued?
What are you most excited to see in action? Let us know.
Because this conversation is far from over.
It's true. Technology waits for no one, and neither do we.
That's right.
So until next time, keep those curiosity engines running.
And we'll be back soon to dive into the next big thing.
See you then.